Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Matchbox Resurrection. And today I'm playing with this Siku Citroen DS. And this is Philippe Dupont. He's the solicitor in town, and we've learned he made some fake IDs for Boris and Nikita. He's also Gaston's boss, and he's gonna give this car to him as a company car so he doesn't have to drive the clients around in his 2CV smelling of cheese. Because Gaston sells cheese in his spare time. The casting itself is not in bad condition. It's a Siku, and from all the castings that I've seen in 164, this one is the best. It's got more detail than any others. Like the Matchbox don't really even have an interior or a windshield or anything like that. So this one is a pretty good casting. And if you have a close look, you can see that the door is actually a different shade of green, and so is the other one. So they can't even match their own paints in factory, so never mind what we do. The doors are a bit loose, I think probably just lost the spring inside, but I don't mind because I'm gonna glue them shut, so it doesn't sound like a pair of castanets. I've opened the car already, and I've done a couple of these Siku cars recently, and they're not bad castings at all. The chassis is basically like on any other car, and the suspension is in two parts, white for the front and orange for the back for some reason, and it seems to be stronger, or maybe no, than the Matchbox ones. And I'm gonna remove them both so I can clean the wheels and polish the chassis as well. The interior is also in two parts. You got the seats and then you got the dashboard, and to be honest, it's a bit of a nightmare to put the dashboard back when you've glued the doors. The window unit is in very good nick, so it only needs cleaning and polishing and pledging and, the usual stuff. And as for the paint, I'm gonna try to match my paint a bit better than this. The other cars that you can see there are actually part of the next episode of this French connection, but you will see in a bit. After cleaning and polishing the window, I'm just gonna dip it in pledge, and you know that I'm not really a big fan of these color windows, but I think in this case I get away with the paint job that I'm gonna do. The wheels are okay, but they've got like a writing around, and I think it makes the car look a bit too sporty, so I'm gonna remove it with a bit of acetone. The finish in this car is very strange. It's like it's been sandblasted. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of sanding and polishing on this one. And I thought it was gonna be an easy one. I don't know if you can see, but it's got like a sandy finish. So I'm gonna use some steel wool, see if I can get rid of it. Otherwise, I'll have to be more aggressive. And yes, I've got to be a bit more aggressive. So I'm getting there, and I think Gaston is gonna be happy with his new car. Not only that, he's also had a pay rise, but he needs to do something for Monsieur Dupont. He's got to take this Simca 1100 with the caravan while the Tour de France is happening, drop it in a secluded location for Boris and Nikita, and come back on bicycle so it doesn't look suspicious. But that is a different story. You mean that I'm gonna have to make a bicycle from scratch? Oh dear. For the interior, I'm using a dark off-white, if that makes sense, because I wanted to make it look like it's light leather. And for the car, I'm gonna use a dark metallic blue, and I just mixed a bit of silver and transparent blue. I'm gonna add some chrome to the body, and I'm using some masking tape as a guide, and this is the worst part because this is the last thing that I need to do to this body, and if I screw it up, it's going back to the stripper. I've made it, and that makes me happy. I've put the wheels and the suspension already on the chassis, and now I'm just gonna put everything else on. and it's finished now. And I've got to say that this is a really, really beautiful casting to start with. I really like this Siku. If you like, like toy cars, get yourself one. And I guess you like them, because otherwise you won't be watching this video. Or maybe you're not watching it at all. I'm working now in the last 3 episodes of this French Connection series, so don't miss them because there's a lot going on. And I think Gaston is gonna be happy with this car. It's got a new paint job. I've done the headlights. I've done some registration plates that don't match with each other, but it doesn't matter because you can't see them both at the same time. And I've added some chrome detail and the backlights, and I've done for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week with something else. Have a good day.